How much do you think Liverpool? What do you think Liverpool have got to spend this summer?
I think I was told it was 90 million plus player sales before the start of the summer. That's what the scout teams have all worked on. I believe the person that told me that is right. So I envisage it'll be around about maybe between 130 and 150 million we'll spend this summer.
Interesting. That's a lot of money in years gone by. It's weird, isn't it? Because there's been loads of talk. You've heard people have been it edges up when people start to talk about it. And I've heard people edging up towards 200 million and whatever. Yeah, 150 million. Do you think 150 million is enough to get done what needs to be done? And I'm not talking necessarily about about fixing every problem that the squad has.
Possibly not. I think, you can just look at the Virgil van Dijk deal for a start, can't you? And go, that was probably budgeted for around 50 million. That could be between 60 and 70. That's a huge chunk. It's 10% of your 150 million, isn't it? Let's say, 15 to 20 million or whatever. So you're looking at it and thinking, actually, all right, the first major signing, Liverpool are going to massively overspend. So the budget either needs to be increased, we accept that we're going over that, or we need to cut somewhere else. I would hope we're in a position with the money that's being spent by not just Liverpool, but all the other clubs this summer, that we'll actually go and spend that extra 15 to 20 million on top, regardless.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's an interesting question here that comes in from George Dennis on the Twitter. He says, how many first team players do Liverpool need to sign? He says at least 4 for him.
Yeah, I think we definitely need a centre-back. I think we definitely need a striker, a winger. I would say that's probably it, as definite first-team players.
Left-back?
I don't think we need to buy a left-back. And I think we can compete next season without a left-back. I think we've got James Milner to do that job.
With only James Milner?
No, it's first-teamers. The question was first-teamers,
yeah. But I mean, is first-teamers in somebody who's going to play in the first team?
So, all right, so someone who's in the first-team squad, we're going to need more than that.
Yeah.
But that's not the question. So I think, you obviously want a backup to James Milner. That's absolutely fine. Of course you want to back up to James Milner. You can't just go into a season with a 31, 32-year-old left-back.
Yeah.
If you want squad players, then it's more than 3. You're gonna be looking at another centre mid. I think you possibly need a right-back. Depends what you want to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think you might be looking at a utility player to play wing, midfield, forward, whatever. So I personally think that, you could see Liverpool signing between 7 and 9 players this summer. Wow. And I think that's needed.
Yeah. So looking at some of the names then, this is the thing with Liverpool, they've gone very much on lockdown since the Virgil van Dijk debacle, and I can't imagine there's anyone watching this who isn't up to speed on that happened, but Liverpool effectively, for the sake of it, apologised to Southampton and removed themselves from the deal, as it were, or said they weren't going to be pursuing it. Salah, I mean, there's every chance Salah could be done by the time this video comes out. There's every chance it could be another day, it could be another week. That right now is the only transfer that looks almost, it looks as likely as any to happen again.
Yeah, I think so. And look, there's loads of people losing their head about it at the moment. I think the Champions League final was less than 3 weeks ago. It's 2 weeks until, or give or take 2 weeks until the summer transfer window opens. I'm not that surprised. Liverpool have had to sort of put their head into the sand here, haven't they? They've been caught doing something that they shouldn't have done with Virgil van Dijk, and now they're making sure that nothing else gets leaked. Yeah. I think that's it. We'll still be moving behind the scenes, but nothing's going to be leaked now because they're not going to be willing to take any chances. Get the stuff done behind closed door. I don't understand why you would leak it anyway. If I'm perfectly honest, if you're the club, I think it's insane. I think it's absolutely mental. What value did the club have from leaking it? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think the club. There's no way the club have leaked that just based on that, because there'd be nothing to be gained from it. But yeah, there is very much a thing where maybe it's more loose lips sink ships as opposed to that. Maybe it wouldn't shock me if a lot of people who are maybe involved in it have kind of gone, those casual conversations that you might take home with you, everyone stops them because they're probably the ones that are causing the
and that's right. And there'll be someone from the top down who'll be looking at it and go, make sure that everybody knows that this goes no further than this room at all times. And that's the way it should be done anyway. And that's the way I prefer to see it done, because I hate getting suckered into clicking things and all this clickbait that's going around the internet. It does my head in. I just want to be able to, and you know what the worst thing about it all is, and we live in this world and we talk about it all the time, it gets me down because we talk about it so often that I'm at the point where, before I had a couple of weeks off away with the family and that, I've sort of spoken about the same players every day for how many weeks? And it's like, how can you... Liverpool need to sign someone here because it's mental, but it's so far away from the window
feels
being
like
even
it's
open.
been going on for so long and it's been talked about so much that there won't even be a celebration when that signing, or if that signing's completed.